one life, we bring victory. Hello, my friends, it's Johnaroth, and today I am playing with a very fun, very powerful commander. Today we play a reanimation deck. We play Vohar, Vodalian Desecrator. Vohar is 1 blue, 1 black for a 1/2 merfolk. You can tap Vohar to draw a card and discard a card. If you discard an instant or sorcery, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. And you can pay 2 and sacrifice Vohar. You can cast a target instant or sorcery from your graveyard this turn. And if that card would be put in your graveyard, exile it, and you activate this as a sorcery. So Vohar is a cheap commander. The goal of this deck is to cycle through your deck. Vohar can keep you drawing cards and discarding cards. And the goal is to get out one of these super powerful creatures that we have on the top end of our deck from the graveyard. We have Shieldred Whispering Ones, Niche, Arden, which can get demons, Gristlebrand, ton of cards, Valgavoth, super huge creature, Bahamut, which can destroy things, Ulamog, which is super powerful with Annihilator, and Emrakul, the Eon's Turn, probably the biggest creature in Arena possible. So how do we do this? Well, the goal again is to use Vohar to draw cards, discard cards like these big creatures, throw them in the graveyard, and then animate those creatures. We have a lot of ways of doing this. We have the popular Reanimate. We also have other cards like Victimize and Necromancy, Zombify, and Live or Let Die, which are all cards that are going to reanimate these big creatures from the graveyard. The rest of the deck is control elements or cards that are going to cycle us through cards to our graveyard, such as Ripples of Undeath, which is an enchantment that we can get cards in the graveyard. Resentful Revelation, we can discard cards. Winter Night Stories, we draw cards and discard cards. And then we have lots of removal spells like Quag Feast, Bitter Triumph, Cut Down, etc. The final component being our control counter spells such as Stifle, Bluster Storm, and Counterspell itself. So this is a really cool reanimation build, and I will tell you again, this is a very strong deck. So let us take Vohar, Vodalian Desecrator, into the queue and see if I can pronounce his name correctly at some point in this video. Let's go! Our very first game is against Yuffie, so basically a ninja deck. This hand is okay, we'll go ahead and keep this. I'm gonna go ahead and put down a Verdict Catacombs. Let's go ahead and crack that right now. I'm gonna go for a Undercity Sewers. Blood Chief's Thirst, we'll take that. Opponent has a Hydroponics Architect. We could get out Vohar and kill the Architect if we want to use the Dark Ritual. I think we'll go ahead and do that. Go ahead and get that out, and then let's go ahead and kill off the Hydroponics Architect. We can start cycling, but he can't use his ninjutsu. Opponent puts down another land. Yuffie is a very powerful commander. Really surprised we're getting paired against this, quite honestly. Okay, our opponent has a Mockingbird, which is going to fly over us, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and use Vohar's ability here. Let's go ahead and drop the River Regent. We're going to go ahead and get out Brawl here. Now he will be able to swing in with the Mockingbird. He'll probably use Yuffie's ninja ability. The key to dealing with a Yuffie deck like this is to basically find some blockers that you can stop Yuffie from doing things with. So yeah, he's going to do this here. Going to draw another card. Let's use Zombify here to get back the Meringue River Regent. Your opponent, I don't think, is used to a deck like ours. Let's go ahead and return Yuffie to our opponent's hand here. And that is enough to win our first game. Our commander getting on the battlefield, starting to cycle through cards and using our reanimator effects means that the ninja deck is way behind on. Now we've got a 6/7 blocker on the battlefield. We've got a couple counter spells in our hands, so we can stop any creatures that they're going to summon. It's already way over, and that's a very strong commander. So really good first game. 1-0 for the fish. Good game. Okay, our second game is against Alquist, and they quit. We're getting paired against a lot of control decks. Now we're 2-0. Good game. Our next game is against Wan Shitong, super powerful commander here. I'm going to go ahead and keep this, though. I'm hoping we can Stone Rain our opponent with a Stifle, maybe. Let's go ahead and put down a Misty Rainforest here. I'm going to go for a Undercity Sewers. Niche, we definitely want to put that in the graveyard, so going for a reanimation effect. Opponent puts down an island. Let's go ahead and put down a Prismatic Vista here. We're going to go for a Swamp. Let's try to get out our commander. He may have a Wash Away or something. It's the only card I could think of. Or a Storm Scolding, or maybe a Spell Snare. Those are the only cards that could really stop our commander right now. Oh, Force Spike. Okay. Lame. Alright. Put down a Mistrized Village, and let's go ahead and try to get out our Terminus here. Opponent's going to counter that. This is why I hate playing mono blue. It's so boring. What do we do? Let's go ahead and try to cast our Overlord here. You gonna counter that, opponent? Okay, opponent's going to draw a card and deduce. We can get back Niche or Bahamut. Let's go ahead and take Niche back, and then let's go ahead and cast Psychic Frog here. Get out our Psychic Frog. Opponent's going to look for an instant or sorcery. Let me guess. A card draw spell, a timed spell, or a counter spell. That's basically mono blue decks. Okay, a bounce spell. Sure. Gonna put down a land here. First, let's swing in with our Psychic Frog. Draw a card. When this will draw a card. At the beginning of the end step, sacrifice. Okay. Let's go ahead and cast Resentful Revelation here. We need to pick one of them to put into our hand. Unfortunately, I'm going to take the land here. We just need mana more than anything else. Let's go ahead and put down a swamp and pass the turn. Our Overlord ticks up. Opponent will probably draw another card with the artifact. No, he's going to get Wan Shi Tong on the battlefield. Interesting choice. Okay, opponent's going to swing in. Hit us for 1. Opponent's going to look at our hand and draw a card. I hope our opponent tries to Stone Rain us, because we could stifle that. Okay, Water Wraith Grasp. Psychic Frog is down. Let's go ahead and get out an Urborg here. And I'm going to just go ahead and try to cast our commander. We were successful on that. Overlord's going to tick up again. We'll let him draw a card. That's fine. Let's use our commander's ability to draw a card and discard a card here. Let's discard Nietzsche. Let's put down a land and let's use the... this is a sorcery. I'm just going to pass the turn. Let our Overlord tick up. Opponent's going to consider. I'm just hoping we can get one of our reanimation spells. Use the Mistrais Village to make it uncounterable and bring back a big creature. Opponent's going to dig through time. Go for some more cards here. Opponent's going to hit us for 1. Maybe. It's our turn. Let's go ahead and draw a card and discard. We're going to discard the Deadly Cover-Up here. Put down a land. Let's go ahead and try to cast our Unstoppable Slasher. Okay, our opponent's going to counter that. Let's go ahead and cast a Baragoyf. We're successful on that one. We're going to end the turn, and the Overlord's going to come onto the battlefield. Opponent is going to try to kill off the Overlord, perfectly fine. Okay, the opponent's going to bounce the creature back. Also perfectly fine. I don't know how people play mono blue decks like this. I would be bored out of my mind playing that deck. Counterspell, counterspell, enchantment, draw a card, counterspell. Yeah. At this point, what we're going to do is cycle through some more cards. We're not going to even attack him, but we're just going to keep drawing cards, doing damage to our opponent with our commander. And eventually we're going to get a reanimation card where we're going to be able to get back Nietzsche or the Overlord or something like that. Our opponent does have a Field of Ruin, but we have a Stifle that could stop that effect. So as long as we can keep the Mistrise Village, which I really, if you play any deck that has blue in it, I really recommend putting in Mistrise Village because it really helps against blue decks like this. Basically means you can make your spells uncounterable in the long run. So good game. I will say we are getting paired against some very powerful decks with our deck. We can try this. We are playing against Tatiova. So white-green, probably get out a turn. No turn one elf? I'm shocked. We'll put down a Mistrise Village past the turn. I really want to get a Ripples of Undeath going here. Okay, our opponent has a Lotus Cobra. I'm going to go ahead and put down a Ripples of Undeath so we can start cycling through things. Our opponent's going to have a lot of mana here, so yeah, he has 4 mana already. Unfortunately. Opponent's going to cast Spelunking, draw another card, put down a land. Gets another green mana. Swings in for 2. Zombify. I'm just gonna hold off for now. I do want to keep up the mana here. What we're going to do is we're going to put a stop at the beginning of our opponent's turn. And now we're going to cast Shieldred's Edict to try to kill off the Lotus Cobra. You were successful. We're keeping up the wash away in case he tries to cast his commander. Gonna cast Time Warp, sure. He's gonna try to cast his commander. We're gonna wash that away. Hopefully. I think our opponent got a little greedy. Because what he wanted to do is cast his commander and then put down a land. So he could get the effect from Tatiova, but we're not going to let that happen. Opponent puts down a land. Ripples of Undeath is going to put some more cards in the graveyard. Really, we don't need those cards, so I'm going to decline on that. Let's go ahead and get out our commander here, hopefully. Pass the turn. Okay, opponent's going to go for some more lands. I'm going to try to stifle this so he doesn't get those lands. So he lost his Kami. Okay, let's go ahead and pay the 1 here to get back the land. We'll take the mana. Then let's go ahead and activate our commander's ability here. We're going to drop the Whispering one in the graveyard. Now let's cast Kiora. He definitely needs to counter this. Do we want to let him cast Subtlety? I don't think we do. We're going to go ahead and use a Pact of Negation on that. We'll drop off a Swamp and an Unstoppable Slasher here. Now he can get out his commander, and we're not going to be able to do anything about it. He is going to get a turn with Tatyova on the battlefield, unfortunately. Because we're going to have to pay for the Pact of Negation's cost. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Let's go ahead and put down a land here. Let's swing in with Kiora. We're going to take action to create a Kraken token here. Go ahead and use Vohar's ability. We'll drop off the Fell the Profane here, do some damage to our opponent. Now, he does have a free reign with Tatyova this turn, which is very scary. I've seen where opponents can just basically win a whole game with Tatyova with this amount of mana. Gonna draw another card. He's gonna cast Time Warp, sure. Put down another land, gain some more life, draw some more cards. Our opponent really has a free reign here. That's the problem with this commander. It's very, very strong. I mean, he has basically unlimited mana here. Okay, so he's going to cast Time Warp again. Sure. Going to pay the 1 here. We'll get back the Multiversal Passage. Let's go ahead and put down the Multiversal Passage. We'll pay 2 life. Let's use Vohar's ability to draw, discard a card. Let's lose the Tail's End. Let's go ahead and swing in with Kiora as well as the... We can't create another token because it's legendary. Okay, we have our opponent down to 12. What do we have in the graveyard? We do have Valgavoth or Shieldred. So we do have some really good options here. Let's go ahead and cast Duress on our opponent. Opponent's going to use a Force of Negation to negate that. I understand that option. Let's go ahead and use Necromancy here. And we're going to get back Shieldred. And now our opponent has to sacrifice Tatyova because of Shieldred's ability. So now we're seeing the power of Vohar and the reanimation effect. Our opponent can take another turn by casting Time Warp, and then bring it back into his hand with the Bala. Ugh. But we are holding our own here. Opponent's going to get a plant token. Gonna get back Shigeki, then he'll cast to get them back again. We've basically lost this game, unfortunately. Okay. The only advantage we do have is Shieldred's gonna keep making him sacrifice things. But what he's gonna do is use Shigeki to get back the Gallop. Okay, he's gonna draw a bunch of cards instead, I guess. Maybe he has another time spell. Going to search for 2 more lands. Oh, it's going to search for more lands. Let's go ahead and get back Valgavoth onto the battlefield. Opponent's going to prevent all combat damage this turn. Well, we can get back Caviero. Could we... What can we do, though? What's a way to stop our opponent? So he has a subtlety. Let's go ahead and pay the 1. And we'll get back Caviero here. Let's go ahead and draw another card. Going to discard a Blood Chief's Thirst, which will do some more damage to our opponent. Let's go ahead and cast Time Warp here, which will allow us to take another turn. And let's go ahead and get back Brawl. I'm going to go ahead and pay the 1 again to get back the Summon Behemoth. We're going to go ahead and swing in with everything except Vohar here. And win the game. The reason why we won is our opponent cast Fog. But that was for his turn. Because we used Time Warp, we took another turn. And our opponent was down to 1 mana. Meanwhile, we have Valgavoth, which can anything he's going to cast is going to go underneath. So we can cast it back at them. And we have Shieldred to sacrifice anything he casts. We basically have locked our opponent out of this game. We have enough mana to cast a lot of these big spells that we have in our hand too. So even though our opponent had a very strong deck with a ton of mana, our deck is, we're too powerful for them. So Vohar really carried that game. Good game. Next game is against Captain Howler. We do have some early removal, and Ripples of Undeath is great with Vohar. I'm going to go ahead and try this. This is going to be a tough matchup, though, because Captain Howler is a red-blue deck with very aggressive type deck. You can basically pump up creatures to get a... You can discard cards and pump up your creatures when you attack in. Very strong. Go ahead and get down the Ripples of Undeath. I'm just wanting to get a bunch of stuff into our graveyard that hopefully we can reanimate. This may actually be a true shark deck. I'm actually pretty impressed, if so. Okay, our opponent's going to... Okay. I'm going to go ahead and pay the 1 here to get back a Fatal Push. Let's go ahead and kill off the Shark. Keeping up 1 mana for the Flusterstorm. He has Captain Howler on the battlefield now, which is very scary. I wish this had gone in the graveyard, but that's okay. I'm not going to pay for any of this because what I'm going to do is going to go ahead and kill off Captain Howler here. We're going to pay the ward cost to get rid of Captain Howler. Hopefully we can put Emrakul in the graveyard with Vohar. Opponent is going to get a Blazing Rootwalla out. I like our opponent's deck. It's definitely interesting. I haven't seen a deck like this before. Seems like it's focused on discarding and madness effects, which is pretty cool. Opponent has a Phoenix, which is pretty strong. Okay, we are going to pay the 1 to get back Caviero here. What could we... Oh, we could animate the Overlord. But I think I want to wait. I want to wait a turn. I'm hoping what we can do is get back Emrakul. If we can keep our commander alive for 1 turn, we'll be able to do something pretty amazing here. Let's see what happens. I could have Tails Ended his land, but I do want to keep up the spell, the Tails End, for if he casts his commander. Opponent's going to pump up the Rootwalla. We're not going to block. We are down to 9, so that's scary. He's going to cast Lightning Axe. Unfortunately, I don't think there's a way I can stop that. Flusterstorm... he could just pay the mana cost, so I guess we'll just have to let that happen. It's unfortunate. Let's see if we can get something good in the graveyard. We did not. We're just taking a lot of damage here, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and get out Vohar again. I just want to get Emrakul onto the battlefield. I don't even care if we lose. I just really want to get our... I really want to get this card out. Just once. Opponent is going to attach a Wicked token. Yeah, we are in serious danger of getting killed here because I just want to do something cool. But I probably am going to try it anyway. Opponent's going to pump up Blazing Rootwalla. Wow, are we dead? No, we're not dead, but we're so close. I just want to do the thing. I don't even care if I lose. Okay. Now, unfortunately, I think we're going to have to drop off Valgavoth here. Do we have, like, a Time Warp or something in the graveyard? We do. We could sacrifice Vohar here to cast an instant or sorcery, but I mean, we'll just be back at the exact same place we were before. Let's go ahead and drop off a card here. Let's drop off Valgavoth. Let's go ahead and cast Caballero here. And I'm going to get Valgavoth, the Terror Eater. Okay, let's pass the turn. Hopefully we can stay alive for a turn. I don't know if we're going to be able to. Okay. Opponent's going to pump up the Blazing Root Walla, but we're not going to let that happen. Opponent is going to try to counter that. We're going to make sure that we counter the Izzet Charm here. And that is enough to win the game. Whew! Our opponent cannot swing in for lethal because now we have Valgavoth as a blocker. On our turn, what we're going to do is sacrifice Vohar and get Time Warp. And we're just going to draw a ton of cards, attack in with Valgavoth, gain life, have more cards underneath that we can cast. So at 1 life, we bring victory. And we have had a flawless run with this commander. Good game. Thank you, my friends, for watching another one of my videos. This one featuring Vohar, Vodalian Desecrator. I think I got that right? Anyway, this commander is very, very strong, deceptively so. I would put it at a high B to low A tier. And I will tell you, with the final version of my deck, I played 10 to 12 games. I did not lose a single game. So I'm not saying you're always going to win every single game. That's impossible with any Magic deck. You could draw too much mana, draw not enough mana, fight against a deck that has the perfect draw every single hand. You're going to lose some games. But my point is that this deck does have a very high win rate. And it's a lot of fun. Getting out these huge creatures as early as turn 2, turn 3 is just really exciting. And I really recommend crafting this if you're looking into a good Dimir commander. The deck list is in the description below. Please don't forget to like. Please don't forget to subscribe. Please don't forget to leave a comment talking about another commander you'd like me to look into, or what you're excited about with the Loren set, or why you think that pizza should be fed every single day to every person. I don't really care, as long as I talk to you, part of the Magic community. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.